Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLune 3-pack screen protector plus 3-pack camera lens protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Babyfaced killer grins as he's jailed for brutally stabbing man to death. He had spent 282 days in custody, during which he had productively engaged in activities such as catering, obtaining qualifications, repairing electrical items like kettles, and cleaning and fixing bicycles. Charlie Murray, a 35-year-old woman from Galpins Road, Thornton Heath, in the Croydon area of London, was also part of the gang. Despite denying 2 charges of conspiracy to supply heroin and crack cocaine, as well as assisting an offender, she was found guilty on all counts and sentenced to 13 years in prison. Elon Williams, a 31-year-old from Rosemead Street, Hull, pleaded guilty to conspiracy to supply heroin and crack cocaine and received a 9-year prison sentence. Barry Laper, a 48-year-old from Arundel Close, Hull, admitted to perverting the course of justice by removing a blood-stained knife, wrapped in a towel, from the house and hiding it in a fence concealed by bushes. He was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison. Jamie Hill KC, the prosecutor, revealed that Simpson, Dawkins, and Murray were implicated in a county lines drug-dealing operation in Hull, orchestrated and supplied from London. Murray, operating out of Croydon, was among the ringleaders, with Dawkins and Simpson serving as her underlings, distributing heroin and crack cocaine from various residences in Hull. A baby-faced teen killer has been named and pictured for the first time for stabbing a man to death. 16-year-old Joel Laurel Simpson, known as Laurel, and an accomplice ambushed victim David Hunt inside a house used for county lines drug operations, having lain in wait. Mr. Hunt, 45, broke into the building at night after failing to buy drugs and sustained 9 horrific stab wounds before collapsing on a grassed area. Despite the efforts of an off-duty doctor, he died from his injuries. Hull Crown Court heard that although Simpson delivered the fatal blows, Dean Dawkins was with him and they acted as a team. Simpson, who resided in Hull, can now be identified after a judge lifted reporting restrictions following an application by Hull Live. Previously, his identity was protected due to his age, but the judge ruled it was in the public interest for his name to be revealed. Simpson, from Alder Street, Huddersfield, received a life sentence and must serve at least 14 years before being eligible for parole. The 282 days he spent on remand will be deducted from this period, resulting in a minimum term of 13 years and 83 days, reports Hull Live. Redmore, top officer slams insensitive support for convicted baby killer Lucy Letby. Simpson, donning a blue jacket and black top, was spotted grinning and laughing with his supporters, including his mother, in the public gallery as he was led from the secure dock to the cells. He stood trial alongside Dean Dawkins, another Huddersfield local, who was also involved in the violent incident. Dawkins, 20, of Cherry Nook Road, Huddersfield, clad in a white long-sleeved shirt, black tie, and waistcoat, was handed a 13-year term at a young offenders institution. Both Simpson and Dawkins denied murdering Mr. Hunt on June 19 last year. While Simpson was convicted of murder, Dawkins was cleared of this charge but found guilty of manslaughter. They both admitted to 2 counts of conspiracy to supply heroin and crack cocaine. We use your sign-up to provide content in ways you've consented to and to improve our understanding of you. This may include adverts from us and third parties based on our understanding. You can unsubscribe at any time. Read our privacy policy. The High Court judge, Mrs. Justice Foster, allowed Simpson's identity to be disclosed, declaring in court, "This is an appropriate case where the restriction ought to be lifted." She judged the crime's severity to merit the removal of restrictions. She determined that Simpson's life in custody would not be unduly harmed by losing anonymity to warrant its preservation. "I direct that reporting restrictions should be lifted," she stated. Join the Manchester Evening News WhatsApp group here. Richard Wright KC, speaking in mitigation, stated that although he did not support lifting reporting restrictions on Simpson, he recognized a line of authority against the defense's stance. Mr. Wright contended that it is never in a child's best interest to be named by the media. He refuted the argument that publicizing a young offender's identity acts as a deterrent, labeling it a hollow notion unsupported by evidence of deterring others. It simply does not hold water, Mr. Wright maintained, while conceding that some authorities take an opposing view. He portrayed Simpson, initially involved in drug dealing before his role in the murder, as a typical immature youth. Mr. Wright pointed out that Simpson was immersed in a culture alien to right-thinking people, yet emphasized that there were two sides to him and mentioned his clean criminal record. Alastair MacDonald KC, representing Dawkins, described his client as showing immaturity and a lack of understanding of the gravity of the offending in which he was involved. Dawkins insisted his drug-dealing activities in Hull were confined to the day of Mr. Hunt's death and that he had not been to the city before. He had been found guilty of 2 previous offenses of knife and cannabis possession committed in December 2021 when he was just 17. Dawkins, who had previously studied business and law with aspirations to attend university, had been studying at a college in Manchester to distance himself from violence in Huddersfield.